The Battle of the Gods is on. Forget superhero movies. This is the original cinematic universe of power, betrayal, and awe-inspiring feats. We're putting Roman and Norse gods head-to-head, dissecting their pantheons to determine which divine force truly reigns supreme. So, grab your popcorn, and let's journey from the grand halls of Olympus to the rugged peaks of Asgard. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nightforge. First up, let's talk about the big guys, the kings of the gods. In the Roman corner we have Jupiter, the mighty ruler of the sky, wielder of lightning, and king of Olympus. He's a figure of immense authority, law, and social order. Jupiter isn't just about power. He represents the stability and structure of the Roman Empire itself. Think of him as the ultimate CEO, overseeing a vast divine corporation with an iron fist and a keen eye for justice, and the occasional affair, but we'll get to that. He's majestic, powerful, and demands respect. Now, crossing over to the frosty north, we meet Odin, the all-father of the Norse gods. Odin is a completely different kind of ruler. He's not just a king, he's a wanderer, a seeker of knowledge, a poet, and a master of magic. He famously sacrificed an eye for a drink from the Well of Wisdom and hung himself from the world tree Yggdrasil to unlock the secrets of the runes. Odin's power isn't just about brute strength, it's about cunning, sacrifice, and an insatiable thirst for knowledge. While Jupiter sits on a throne, Odin often roams the world in disguise, gathering information. It's the difference between a king who commands from his castle and one who walks among his people to truly understand them. So, who wins this round? Jupiter brings unparalleled authority and order. Odin brings wisdom and a relentless pursuit of knowledge. It's a classic matchup, the established emperor versus the cunning strategist. It's tough to call, but in terms of sheer influence and empire building, Jupiter's ordered world seems more stable. However, for personal grit and intellectual depth, you have to give it to Odin. Next, let's look at the gods of war. For Rome, we have Mars, initially an agricultural guardian. Mars evolved into a revered and formidable god of war. He was seen as a protector of Rome, a strategic and disciplined warrior who embodied military might and masculine virtue. Roman legions marched in his name, and his temples were central to their military culture. Mars represents the organized, strategic side of warfare, the art of the legion, the glory of conquest, and the honor of the soldier. He is war as a state-sanctioned, disciplined endeavor. In the Norse corner, we have the one and only Thor, the god of thunder, wielding his mighty hammer. Mjolnir. Thor is the champion of mankind, a fierce protector against giants and monsters. Unlike the strategic Mars, Thor is all about raw power and righteous fury. He's less of a general and more of a frontline warrior, riding his chariot across the sky, bringing storms and smashing heads. He is passionate, sometimes hot-headed, but fiercely loyal. Thor embodies the chaotic, untamable force of nature and the brute strength needed to survive in a harsh world. He doesn't plan battles, he is the battle. So, Mars versus Thor, the disciplined general against the berserker champion. If you need a well-executed military campaign, you call on Mars, but if a frost giant is about to smash your village, you'd better be praying to Thor. For pure, unadulterated power and sheer epicness, Thor's thunderous entrance is hard to beat. Point to the Norse. Now, what about love and beauty? The Romans give us Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, desire, and victory. Born from the sea foam, she is the epitome of grace and allure. Her influence was everywhere in Roman life, from art and poetry to gardens and festivals. Venus isn't just about romance, she's a powerful, influential deity who could sway the hearts of gods and mortals alike. She is sophistication, charm, and the irresistible force of attraction. She's the goddess who can start wars or end them with a single glance. The Norse counterpart is Freya. Like Venus, she is a goddess of love, beauty, and fertility, but that's where the similarities end. Freya is also a powerful warrior goddess. She leads the Valkyries, and she claims half of the warriors slain in battle for her own hall. Folkvanger, she's a master of cider, a powerful form of Norse magic. So Freya is both a lover and a fighter, beautiful and deadly. She embodies both the gentle aspects of love and the fierce passion of a warrior queen. She's not just an object of desire. She's desire and power incarnate. In the contest of Venus versus Freya, it's a fascinating contrast. Venus is the picture of classical, refined beauty and charm. Freya is a whirlwind of passion, magic, and warrior strength. While Venus's influence is subtle and pervasive, Freya's power is direct and awe-inspiring for sheer complexity and commanding presence. Freya takes the crown. She's not just a pretty face, is a force to be reckoned with. Let's shift our focus to the overall worldview these mythologies present. The Roman gods, heavily inspired by the Greek pantheon, are part of a structured, orderly universe. They are immortal, and while they have their squabbles, their reign on Mount Olympus feels permanent. Their stories often serve to explain natural phenomena, legitimize Roman rule, and provide moral lessons. There's a sense of cosmic stability. The world is run by the gods, and while mortals may suffer, the divine order remains. Norse mythology, on the other hand, is drenched in a sense of impending doom. The gods are not immortal, they can and will die. The entire universe is heading towards Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, a final cataclysmic battle where many of the major figures, including Odin, Thor, and Loki, are destined to perish. This gives Norse mythology a tragic, heroic quality. The gods aren't fighting for eternal dominance. They are fighting against a fate they know they cannot escape. It's not about if they will lose, but how they face that loss. This fatalism makes their struggles more poignant and their bravery more profound. They fight not for victory, but for a good death and a legacy that will endure. This fundamental difference is key. Roman mythology offers comfort in order, a sense that the universe, for all its chaos, is ultimately under control. Norse mythology finds meaning in the struggle itself. It tells us that courage isn't the absence of fear, but fighting on even when you know you're doomed. It's a much grittier, more existential take on divinity. So, what about the afterlife when a Roman died? Their soul journeyed to the underworld, ruled by Pluto. For most it was a gloomy, shadowy existence in the fields of Asphodel. Heroes and the virtuous might find their way to the Elysian fields, a pleasant paradise-like realm. It was a system of judgment, where your life on Earth determined your eternal fate. The goal was to live a good life to earn a peaceful rest. The Norse had a more dramatic approach. If you were a warrior who died bravely in battle, the Valkyries would carry you to one of two places: Odin's Hall, Valhalla, or Freyja's Field, Folkvanger. There, you would feast, fight, and prepare for the final battle of Ragnarok. It was an afterlife of eternal glory for the brave. For everyone else who died of sickness or old age, the destination was the dreary realm of Hel, ruled by the goddess of the same name. This focus on a glorious death and battle-shaped Viking culture, profoundly prioritizing courage and honor above all else. A peaceful death was not something to be desired. A warrior's end was the ultimate prize. When we compare these pantheons, we see two different reflections of the cultures that created them. The Roman gods are a divine reflection of the Roman state, ordered, powerful, legalistic, and concerned with civilization and empire. They are architects of a grand, enduring system. The Norse gods are a reflection of a life lived in a harsher, more unpredictable world. They are warriors, survivors, and seekers, defined by their personal struggles, their wisdom gained through hardship, and their courage in the face of certain doom. So, who wins the battle for divine supremacy? The Roman pantheon offers a vision of cosmic order and enduring power, the foundation of an empire that shaped the Western world. But the Norse gods, with their raw emotion, their personal sacrifices, and their epic, tragic heroism, have captured the modern imagination in a way that feels incredibly resonant. Their stories aren't just myths, they're sagas of struggle, courage, and finding meaning in a chaotic world. While the might of Rome is undeniable, the heart and spirit of the Norse sagas give them a unique and powerful edge. For their complexity, their emotional depth, and their sheer unadulterated coolness, we're declaring the Norse pantheon the winner of this mythological clash. But what do you think? Are you Team Jupiter or Team Odin? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this mythological showdown. If you enjoyed this journey through divine realms, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more epic content, and ring that bell so you never miss an update from us. Until next time, stay curious.